What happens when I try to catapult a Jeep into a Mosasaurus's mouth? Will it A, actually eat it, B, completely ignore it, or C, completely break the game? We'll find out soon, but first I'm testing 9 other wild myths that you guys sent to me, and every time one gets busted, something dangerous is going to be released. Like this myth, can a Kettoquatus kill and eat a Tyrannosaurus Rex? We're going to be starting with small dinosaurs and working our way up to the top to see if we can bust this myth. And we're going to see if he'll eat a goat, so I think it would be funny, and that'll be the first step in our food chain. Oh, he just ate a goat. And let's release all of these little guys. He's going after little guy. He stomped on him. Oh, and it's time to release the Dryosaurus. Seems to have one in his sights. Is he just gonna eat him whole? Nope. Let's try a carnivore. And here come the Deinonychus into the park. Well, it looks like they're not eating the Deinonychus. We got this herd of Gallimimus. Here we go. But what about a medium? Alright, here come the Corythosaurus. Right away, they went for them. For the $1 million question, will the Kettos fight and try to take down a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Is this Ketto turning towards him to attack him? The T-Rex seemed to be going towards the Kettos, trying to scare them off. This guy could end their life with his big, long, I don't know, what is that? Is that a beak? Is that what a beak? Yeah, whatever. But it looks like they're not trying to in this game. It's too bad that we didn't confirm the myth though, because if you see this dinosaur right here, if this myth was true, then he would have been put into the Dino Dome. I'll explain more about it later, but all you need to know for right now is that winning myths have winning dinosaurs, but this one is going back into the wild. This is the myth that only the Kettoquatus can actually eat other dinosaurs, but let's figure out if this is actually true or not. Alright, we will start with the Kettoquatus, and we need to give him some prey out here. That's right, we're going to be doing these guys, the Homocephali. Now let's release this Kettoquatus, but this isn't the guy that we really care about. And there he goes. He got one. Now you might think that only the Kettoquatus is big enough to eat dinosaurs for its meal. Let's see if that's actually the case. Let's start with this small guy, Dimorphodon. Could a pterosaur actually swoop down and grab a dinosaur? In game, maybe, but in real life, they had hollow bones so they wouldn't be able to pick up dinosaurs with more mass. This is a great example of how real-world physics shapes animal behavior, and we saw that the Kettoquatus can pick up the Gallimimus, so the game might be bending reality a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the other pterosaurs could pick up prey as well. Oh, a Dimorphodon hunting down a Homocephali. Even the Dimorphodon likes to eat the Homocephali, so it's not just the Kettos. That myth is busted. Alright, this is a park that's full of my viewers. And they all got to escape their pen recently. For each myth that we confirm, one of these dinosaurs is going into the Dino Dome. Our second myth, that only the Kettoquatus can eat dinosaurs, was also busted, meaning that our Ankylodocus, mildly deranged, is heading off into the woods as well. We don't have any dinosaurs in the Dino Dome yet, but we'll have some crazy dinosaurs coming up which might make it in if we're able to prove that some myths are true. The third myth from Lucid is that it's possible to drive a vehicle into the aviary. So first, let's try it with a helicopter and see if this is possible. You would think this would be pretty easy. Just fly this in there, right? Wrong. It doesn't let you fly it in any closer than this. Time for plan B. We're going to be trying to jump a Jeep into the aviary. And to do that, we're going to need to make a mountain. Containment barriers are designed to keep animals safe, and engineers use different methods based on the animal's needs. When designing barriers, engineers consider strength, weight, and how animals might escape. Alright, here we are. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that was not nearly steep enough. For pterosaurs, aviaries would need to stop flight and handle their powerful beaks. The barriers would likely use tough materials like reinforced glass or netting to withstand impacts. This looks like a lot better of a jump. Alright, here we go. Straight down. I guess it's too steep at the bottom here. Nothing that a little bit of smoothing out can't fix. Attempt number 3. Oh, that looks pretty good. Ooh, that was close. I think I need a little bit more height up top here. Go. Also need as much speed as we can possibly get. Oh, that's in. That hit the gap. All right, I don't think it's possible from the couple times that we hit it. I think this myth is busted. This is the third myth that we've busted, and we have 7 left, which just get more and more strange, including trying to see if a Mosasaurus will eat a Jeep. Unfortunately, since this myth is busted and it's not possible to get vehicles into the aviary, Lucid the Megalosaurus is running off into the wild instead of being brought into the Dino Dome. But that's alright because we have plenty more fierce contenders who have the opportunity. Well, we can't glitch these Jeeps into the aviaries, although we know that we can glitch them into some buildings on accident, like this ranger outpost from that one time. But can we glitch them into buildings on purpose? I'm going to try to just land them on the roof. Just line them up and set them off. Let me try this again, but I'm gonna add a little bit of a divot. So why do vehicles glitch into buildings in games? It's usually a hitbox mismatch. An object's invisible boundary doesn't line up, letting things pass through where they shouldn't. But another cause can be floating point errors, where tiny rounding mistakes in the math of the game can make the game miscalculate positions. Engineers and game engineers can try to prevent this, but complex simulations like this can still have glitches. Yeah, I don't know about that one actually. Let's try just putting him in here. Can I get him inside this gate here? What happens if I put him around back? Next, what I wanted to do was to be putting some buildings close to each other and see if when I build buildings around the ranger team, it causes the ranger team to glitch into them. Now what's gonna happen? Can't reach destination. What can I get you inside of one of these buildings? Well, I think it appears that we've been unsuccessful yet again, and another myth is busted. This means that yet another dinosaur, this time the Mesozoic world, is going back into the wild. Goodbye, friend. It's too bad you didn't make it to the Battle Dome this time. Alright, so this next myth is that a land dinosaur cannot break out of the aviary. In order to test this, we gotta start with glitching the dinosaurs into the aviary. So let's do that real quick. And now we're gonna do the glitch. So we start by here, go to synthesize, filter, sort by new. We're gonna go over here, synthesize. We're gonna do an Indominus Rex, and there we go. Now we're gonna have an Indominus in each pen. Let's release them at the same time. One release there, and one released here. That's so that we have a control group, okay? Now in science, this is the regular case scenario. The Indominus should break out pretty quickly. So then we'll have a good time frame for how long it should take this Indominus to break out. And I've started a timer, so let's see how long. We're gonna speed it up. This guy's already trying to break out. Oh, he's still attacking. Meanwhile, the Indominus in the aviary hasn't even touched the walls. Oh, he's attacking a different spot. Well, more and he's through. And he is gone. Alright, it took the other Indominus under a minute, so we're gonna give this guy until 5 minutes to try to break out. And we're gonna see what happens. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we gave the Indominus 5 times the amount of time as the other guy. So that means that this guy cannot get out. If only the aviaries worked like this in the movies. So this myth is confirmed. Dinosaurs cannot break out of an aviary. And because of that, we're gonna have our first contender into the Battle Dome. Look at this guy being brought over. Thank you, Wolfie, for that myth. You're now in the battle arena. And Raptor is a pretty formidable carnivore, so I'd be surprised if anybody beats you, but we're just gonna have to see who else could be in. We're halfway done. That's 5 myths down and 5 myths to go, starting with this next one. We need to test to see if carnivores break out faster than herbivores, and that's exactly what this myth is. So we're gonna be building an arrival point here, and all we're gonna be doing is making a few different pens. One test isn't enough to prove a myth. We need multiple trials to get real data. That's called statistical significance. By running this experiment several times in a row, we can reduce random chance and get results that we can actually trust. It's the same method that scientists use in real life experiments too. So, we're gonna have 3 carnivores and 3 herbivores. Release, 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 and release. We have our timer. Gonna start our timer. Let's see which one of these breaks out the fastest. Alright, Cryolophosaurus. The Cryolophosaurus already made a hole in the fence. 2 carnivore breakouts. That's the Majungasaurus. And 3. Concavinator. All 3 of them have already broken. Oh, this guy runs pretty goofily. Look at this guy. None of the herbivores have broken out so far. This myth was proven true. Now, this myth wasn't submitted by a fan. So instead of a fan dinosaur, I brought back one of the fan favorites. Meet Paul, the star from a rotating ecosystem. He's back and he's ready to go battle in the Battle Dome. Oh, that was a crazy shot. Paul is coming to join the Battle Dome. And we have Wolfie. I'm not sure who's going to win the final matchup, but it's going to be really interesting. All right, and for this next fifth, we're actually going to be reusing this pen. But this myth is that when electric fences are turned off, raptors can climb over them. So in order to test this out, we're gonna get a bunch of different kinds of raptors here. I'm gonna be going in the sandbox settings and I'm turning the unlimited power off. Everything is powerless. I'm releasing the raptors. Let's see how long it takes. We got the velociraptors, got the utahraptors, we got the pyroraptors, we've got the oviraptors, and we got the atrociraptors. Would raptors actually have been able to climb fences? Well, I don't know, but they do have these long claws, which I suppose they could have used, but they also could have used them for subscribing, which is what you guys should do if you're enjoying this video. Oh, all right. The Pyroraptor appears to have hopped over the fence. Oh, another one hopped over. Oh, look at that. He just climbed over and hopped down on the other side. Oh, wait. I saw this guy hanging out over here, and I was like, he's going to be hopping up on the fence. Look at that. He just climbed to the top. But the myth is that they can only hop over when the fences are off. So let's go into sandbox settings real quick, and let's turn unlimited power back on. Wait a minute. I heard a fence breaking. It's a utahraptor. Oh, there we go. They didn't try to jump the fences. That is another myth confirmed and another dinosaur to add to the Battle Royale arena. Let's go ahead and thank the person who gave us this myth by bringing their dinosaur into the Battle Royale arena. And that person is Proximus, the Gallimimus. This brings the total dinosaurs for the Battle Royale up to 3. Proximus's only hope here is to outrun the Atrociraptor. Otherwise, he's going to get hunted down immediately. There's probably going to be some pretty fierce fights ahead. But before we can get to the Battle Royale, we have 3 myths left that we need to bust and see if they're true or false. And one of them is going to be crazy. The last one is definitely the craziest. On this myth, or that Oriel submitted, we need to see if we can get a goat into a lagoon. The myth is that you can. This is exactly what we needed. We had a raptor kill a goat, and now we just have a dead goat. Because look, if I try to build a lagoon over, you see we have like a live goat here, and I try to build a lagoon around him, it's obstructed. But now what we're gonna do, and you have a goat in your lagoon. You can't put a live goat in your lagoon, but you can put a dead goat. That myth was confirmed. I can get a goat into a lagoon. I don't know if I can get a living goat in, but I can get a goat in. All right, and because that myth was confirmed, we have another dino to add. All right, and here we have Paul's rival, Oriel, the Pentaceratops, and also the viewer who submitted this myth to be tested. So thank you, viewer. The answer is yes, you can get goats in the lagoon. The myth is confirmed, and we now have 4 dinos in the final battle arena. So we have 2 more myths with 2 more possible contenders for the Dino Dome. The second to last myth is, can a Mosasaurus attack a helicopter? So it's very simple what we need for this myth. We need a Mosasaurus and we need a helicopter. We're gonna start small. We'll see first if he'll attack the drone that's in the water. Let's go ahead and pilot this drone, shall we? He's attacking the wall, but is he gonna attack the drone? No. So let's see if he'll attack a helicopter. He doesn't have any food. He's probably getting pretty hungry. So, how about a helicopter? Will you attack me just like you attacked the helicopter in the scene? I know you want to. Yeah, it doesn't look like this guy wants any part of the helicopter. I guess this myth is busted. We only have 1 more myth to test, but before that, since that myth was busted, that means there's a dinosaur that's gonna be escaping into the wild. This is Mr. Shortcake. He's a member in my Discord and also Dilophosaurus, and he's heading back into the wild. And inside the battle arena, tensions are growing higher. Oriel, sensing that Paul is nearby, lets out a roar cry. He's just taking another nap to prepare for the fight that's coming ahead. He needs all the strength that he can get. We have Wolfie, our Atrocioraptor, prowling through the trees, getting ready for the hunt. Proximus, the fast and witty Gallimimus, who's gonna do his best just to stay out of trouble. We have one last dinosaur, and that is Steel. And look, he's taking a nap. He's from the Diode video that I did a couple weeks ago. He wants to get into the Battle Royale arena. But in order to do that, we're gonna have to confirm the last myth. And before we get to the Battle Royale, we have one last myth that involves this Mosasaurus. Can the Mosasaurus eat a Ranger Team Jeep? Alright, we all know how he has a shark here, and he's pretty hungry, so he's gonna... But what if there was a Jeep there instead of the shark? We are going to go ahead and build an absolute mountain. Engineers use physics to predict jumps by calculating speed, angle, and gravity's effect. But in the game, we lack exact data, so we test different speeds and angles through trial and error. The first step in this myth is to get this absolute unit of a Jeep to hit the shark. Alright, let's line it up, and we're going. Ooh, that was definitely the right trajectory. Here we go. Oh, that was perfect. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward until he's just about ready to feed. Save the game. We're just gonna go right away. And what I'm gonna do here is count the number of seconds early that I was. All right, 1, 5, 6. Boom. So we have to count to 6 and then go. 4, 5, 6. Go, 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 go. He hasn't jumped yet. He hasn't jumped yet. He hasn't jumped yet. Oh, we just missed him. Oh, we were just early. That was so close. Again. Go. Wait. Okay, look at this. Bro's getting yeeted. Alright, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Not good enough. Ranger Team 14. Alright. Alright. That was a direct hit. 100% that did it. That was... I don't think I could have hit that any better if I tried. That was on the nose. That means that this myth is confirmed. I can hit the Mosasaurus with the Jeep. We have one final dinosaur, the king, to put into the Battle Royale arena. Boom. Headshot. Here comes the 5th and final member of the Battle Royale for the myth challenge. We completed the myth of hitting the Mosasaurus with the Jeep. And now Steel has entered the Battle Royale arena. We have Wolfie, the Atrocioraptor. We have Proximus, the Gallimimus. Oriel, the Pentaceratops. Paul, our favorite, the Warhosaurus. And the new member, Steel, who's either going to absolutely destroy this competition or he's just gonna sleep the whole time. And now that we have those myths out of the way, the Battle Royale has commenced. Who is gonna be the first to fight? Steel is looking around hungrily. Steel just scared away Oriel to the very top. He wants this water all for himself, and that's a good strategy because the others have to come and drink at some point. Oh, and Steel is going to do his favorite thing. He's taking a nap. Oriel is asleep, but Wolfie is sneaking up on him. Oh, he just goes past him towards the meat. Paul, what are you doing? Paul, no. Why are you going straight for Steel? Ooh. With one hit, he took out 58% of Steel's health. Another hit like that, and Paul could beat him. Oh! Wait, Paul! You beat Steel! You've managed to win one fight so far. And Paul proudly stands in the middle. No! Proximus, run away! That was close. We have Paul and Oriel both coming up to the water. Are they going to drink or are they going to fight? They both decide to take a truce and drink. But Paul actually tells Oriel that he doesn't want him here. And Oriel decides to back off. But it's too late. Is the underdog Oriel going to be able to take out Paul? Or is our fan favorite going to triumph again? Ooh, that's one hit. That was 77%. It looks like they decided to part ways. And as night falls on the park, they come back for round 2. Oh, Oriel gets the first hit in this time, taking Paul down to 77. Oof, that was a big hit. Oriel strikes again. Paul's down to half health. Paul hits back. But right now, Oriel's in the lead and he won. The Raptor comes next to Paul. He's going to have to fight someone for food eventually. Who's he going to go after? And he found a goat. That's fortunate. But his food supply isn't going to last forever. But little did they know, the pit would soon start to shrink, causing them to be coming in closer quarters with each other. Wolfie is starting to get pretty hungry, so he's going to have to find someone to try to get a meal from. He's going after the Gallimimus. Wolfie is hunting down Proximus. Is Proximus going to outrun Wolfie, or is Wolfie going to take him down? Proximus, run! No! And Wolfie kills Proximus, managing to finally secure himself a meal. And as dusk was falling on the park and the sun was setting, there was only 3 left. And the pit was about to become even smaller. And in the night, Paul and Oriel, the rivals, faced off once again. Whoever hits first is probably going to win. And it's Paul. Oriel is low on health. He's only at 57. But he hits back at Paul. However, not for much damage. No winner again. The zone has shrunk even more, just down to the grass in the middle. And it's Paul and Oriel back at it again. And they just ran off. And the map's been cut in half yet again. Is Wolfie is starving because there's no food left. Is he going to try his luck with one of them or not? And Paul calls out to challenge Oriel again. 1 on Oriel. 1 on Paul. And they're not going to hit again, are they? But Wolfie, slowly starting to starve to death. If he's not going to go after one of them soon, he's not going to be able to get them at all. The zone is getting cut in half once again. Another fight. But Oriel's already at low health and Paul's at full. And Oriel goes down. Paul finally getting the kill that he needed. And Wolfie probably going to get some food out of the deal. And he does. He's going to heal. He might be able to take on Paul. Alright, is Wolfie going to try to get Paul? He's hungry, and he's going after him. Oh, this could be a fight right here. No fight. Might come down to a battle of attrition. Wolfie is starving already. Come on, Wolfie, just go for him. You might be able to get him. It looks like Wolfie decided not to do anything. The only one left is Paul. He overcame all the odds, beating the Tyrannosaurus, beating Oriel, and outlasting Wolfie. Well done, Paul. If you have any more myths for me to bust, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you think that you know how to solve any of the myths that I couldn't, then drop that solution down below. And if you like this video, you're gonna love this next one.